Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix, and today we are taking a look at Transformers Legacy Wreck and Rule Collection Diaclone Universe Twin Twist. This is the only figure from the Wreck and Rule collection that I picked up. And look, the box art. I have just got to call out the box art. It is phenomenal. Like, it's beautiful. And look, there's a whirl. I believe that is Generations Whirl. Yeah, it's flat out beautiful, and there is Solus Prime right there, and here is the figure. The figure is modeled in blue and red with black highlights, or I should say gray highlights, silver highlights, yellow, and red. It's a beautiful figure. It is absolutely beautiful. Yes, this is just a repaint of Twin Twist from Titans Returns, but I don't care. It's such a good-looking figure. The paint job is impeccable. The same issues that plague all Titans Returns figures are present, unfortunately. So the wobbliness of the head. But otherwise, my figure is pretty good QC-wise. The only issue I have is that the knees and the joint in the knee are a little loose. The knees don't peg in very well at all, but the original figure didn't do that either, or do that well either, so I can't really blame anything for it. The figure feels great in the hand, and a couple of people on Twitter did state that their copies, or the copies that they got from the Hasbro Pulse, were really bad, like really bad, but I thankfully won the QC lottery with this one. The figure's head sculpt is quite good, however, it is exactly the same as that Titans Returns figure. It does look well painted, and the green eyes work well, but unfortunately, if you get light just not, perfectly on the figure's face, you can't see the eyes. Here, I'll show you. Let me turn off my light here. By simply turning off the light, you can see, you can't see the eyes at all. It's so weird, unless you turn it, and then just get the light right on there. And that's simply because of the large brow it has going over the top of its head. It's not bad. It's not that it's broken or anything. It's just a weird design decision. The figure comes with the same accessory that it came with before. However, it's modeled in red and then painted over with silver. It's just odd. I would have been fine if it was just completely red. And it can wield both of those weapons in robot mode. Connector ports on the figure are thus: one port on the bottom of each outer leg, one carrying port in each hand, one plug-in port on the bottom of the treads that are attached to the shoulders, and that's it. There's a port in the figure's butt for a flight stand. However, if the stand is not very tight, or the connection isn't tight, the figure has a tendency to flop over. I was able to partially mimic the box art with this figure, but I had to use a different kind of stand, one of the ones with the grabs in the back, or the claws in the back. It works fine, and actually, this is a really good look. I also got to say, that box art, as I said earlier, it's really good. The actual Titan Master is, well, low on details, but the face is painted. I'll get a closer-up picture for you here on screen. But overall, it's very plain. Only 3 colors: red for the feet, gray for the body, blue for the arms and the head. That's it. The rest of the transformation for Twin Twist's body is fun. To start off with, we'll come to the entire torso, grab it, and flip it 100 degrees or 90 degrees forward. Grab the entire torso section and spin it so the chest will spin around 180 degrees like that. Then grab the legs and turn them 180 degrees like so. Then come to the back of the figure, open up the canopy, grab the drills and flip them all the way forward like that. Then close up the canopy, grab the treads, fold them down onto the shoulders. Come to the arms, and the bottom of the forearms will open up. Next, take the fists and rotate them into the forearm and collapse the elbow section and upper arm into that forearm and close the lid. And repeat the process. Flip the fist up, collapse the arm, close the lid, point the joint straight out and fold it down, and there is a little peg that will peg into the swivel section just above the elbow. And get all of that combined into place. And we've got Gerlock Tank. Tank. Now for the legs. Flip the entire hip section up and it'll snap into place. Then come down to the back of the legs and push the feet into the shins. That will push the rear of the legs down. You could, reverse that by opening the back of the legs and then pushing that down. And then just simply accordion the legs up into the back of the figure. And then combine the back sections together. And that's it. We have our little drill tank. The drill tank mode we end up with is great. The original Twin Twist was a great figure, and this is the same figure, and it looks even better in these colors. The original Generation 1 color scheme, or blue and white, I should say, color scheme, was fine, but I like this one a lot better. And I legit don't know if Topspin has a Diaclone color scheme. I think I once saw it being green and white. Yeah, I'd be okay with seeing that. Yeah, can we have a repaint of that? Anyway, Canopy does open. However, the hardest part of getting this thing, to be played with in vehicle mode is getting the canopy open. I have found that it's best to just push down the front of the vehicle mode a little bit, and you might unpeg some stuff, but that's okay, to open the canopy. Then for the little Titan Master, you have to flip the arms up. Otherwise, the arms will actually get in the way, and his butt will not be able to go down all the way into the seat. And then close that up. And then the guns can go wherever you want them to, within reason. There are 2 ports on each side, one down here by the treads, and one up here by the, I'm assuming, jet thrusters, because there are jet thrusters on this drill tank. So I prefer to put them up high, like that. Then we have, and then we have our perfect little drill tank wrecker. I love it. I love this figure. It is so much fun. One thing we've never talked about with this, in something I've always had on my mind, is I always thought that this guy had kind of a hover tank mode where the actual little treads will fold out and they act as mini propulsion vector, mini like vertical or VTOLs, vertical takeoff and landing jets and thrusters. And then you've got the movement thrusters here, and then these can act as verniers to twist and turn and allow for limited flight or hovering. So hover tank. So that's just something I have headcanon-wise that I think is fun. Returning the drill tank to robot mode is simply reversing the original transformation. Nothing really gets in the way, but you do have to do the legs first, and then the torso, and then swing everything around and peg everything back into place. It's a very satisfying transformation. It is a little bit complex at the first time you do it, but the directions are actually quite good this time around, and you shouldn't have any problems if you're able to follow them. One last thing before we end the review, and that is just an oddity that I've noticed. A lot of the Titans Returns Deluxes are significantly larger than the Deluxes we currently are experiencing, that being the Legacy line. So we have this figure from 3 years ago, roughly? I'll have to double check that. But these two are 2022 models of Deluxes. There's a significant height difference in these guys, and these two are the taller ones. So, yeah, figures are getting smaller. I'm not saying that skids or drag strip are bad at all. They're great figures, but they're much smaller than figures we had 3 to 4 years ago. Overall, Diaclone Topspin is an A+ in my book. This is an absolutely fantastic figure. It's fun to play with. It looks phenomenal. It's great to transform, and it's just fun. Posability-wise is exactly the same as before. Little wiggle in the head, ball joint in the shoulder, hinge joint inside that, swivel, double hinge, no fist articulation, swivel, ball joint, swivel, hinge that's a little loose, no foot articulation. Yeah, it's less articulated than anything in Siege, and I'm okay with that. It's still a fantastic figure. Totally worth picking up, totally worth having in your collection, and I really want Topspin now. Give me the Diaclone Topspin, Hasbro. Pretty please? Alright folks, that's it for this video review. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the figure down in the comments. As always, please be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And I've got another video coming up, and that is Legacy Cyclonus with Nightstick. That's going to be coming up soon, so make sure you're subscribed and you've got those notifications on so you'll be notified when that video is out. Thank you again for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I'll catch you all next time.